Good morning to our monthly Cath Lab live case from Mount Sinai, to our Indian audience, and Sanjeev and Kapil. Thank you to be the part of this our exciting case this morning. And the with the just to start, as I heard, and I actually that was the music to my ears. That Dr. Sharma is very punctual, and I am indeed punctual. Let's go. Although sometimes a little late. Anu always said, learn from Dr. Fuster. As we know, Dr. Fuster is very punctual. No matter who gives the lecture, it could be Brownwald. But if the lecture is 20 minutes or 21st minute, he'll go to the back of the speaker and put his, pull down his coat that your time is up. That was the day. Now you actually blank the slides. I'm talking about the old time. Okay, with that note, welcome myself, Dr. Keeney. We are our fellow Dr. Jonathan Murphy and other two and Cath Lab staff with a lot of team members to get this case through for the complexity, imaging, and so. So with that note, let's start our slide presentation. So we do the case, and then we of course ask our both moderators and guest faculty, supported by Sun Pharmaceutical Industry, myself and Keeney. Sanjeev Sharma is the guest faculty, who is the Director of Interventional Cardiology at Eternal Heart Care Center, ESCC, and then we have Kapil Bhargava as the moderator. So about both of them, Sanjeev is done his DM from All India Medical Institute, the graduate, and then come to Jaipur Fortis, and then to our ESCC for since 2014, and he has really done great job of developing the interventional program at ESCC, so that ESCC has now become the go-to center for all the complex procedures in North India. And of course, he is the leader in terms of various complex procedures, including atherectomies and imaging, and also STEMI program. So we're really proud of Sanjeev, what he has achieved at ESCC. Now, Dr. Kapil Bhargava is the professor and head department of cardiology at the newly developed Medical College Gitanjali in Udaipur. Before that was at R&T Medical College. He's of course various degrees, also expert in complex intervention. So we need the help of both of you, Sanjeev and Kapil, in this particular case. Which case I want to just present is the 82-year-old male who presented with dyspnea, did not have any MI, NYHA class 3, and cardiac cath revealed significant 3-vessel disease along with moderate aortic stenosis, but EF is normal. Patient does have a lot of comorbid conditions, but has mild dementia also. And all these complex cases, we always calculate STS score. Anything more than 4 is kind of a no for coronary artery bypass or cardiac surgery. And that is where we are now. We can show the angiogram. In this particular case, as you see here, very calcific vessel. Go to the first from the beginning. Yeah, this is the right coronary, which actually has been total and fills by the collaterals. This is a calcific aortic valve. As you can see, we did the echo outside, and the gradient is about 22 with a valve area about 1.1. Very calcific groins. We thought that maybe we might decide to use the Impella even with the normal EF, but once you work with the left main, which is supplying the collateral to the right coronary, very high risk case, even with a normal EF. Some appropriate cases with a complex left system disease, we use Impella, but in this particular case, because of the calcification of the and tortuosity of the groin, we decided not to, but we do have Impella as well as the balloon pump in the lab ready in case we need for hemodynamic deterioration. This is you can see here, ostial left main, and then there is a distal left main. It was actually in the picture outside. See here, and long calcific, very heavily calcified LAD right from the proximal, little aneurysmal, and then is the 90% in the mid.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Anu, you want to comment on angiogram, and then we'll ask our faculty.
I mean, angiographically, we see disease both in the ostial as well as distal left main. And of course, we see the entire disease in LAD. I think in the caudal picture that we have here, circ looks very good. So we have a ramus, which is large size.
Yeah, they call about
vessel.
60% OM1, but yeah, Ramus,
Ramus.
slash, yeah.
Yeah, and then a moderate size, moderate diffuse, and then you have a small LPL. So I think the goal should be, I mean, of course, we'll do IVUS to determine how much, what is the disease, ostium as well as distal left main. Definitely angiographically heavy calcium there. So, but goal should be to stent across. Rotational atherectomy, balloon of the LAD, balloon of the left main. If we need to do a cutting balloon, we'll do it. If we need a good lesion preparation, and then maybe stent across. There's no two stent strategy at this time, looking at the angiogram.
And particularly this age also, I mean, patient has multiple comorbid condition, either lung CA, which was resected. So now we hear from Sanjeev and Kapil comments on this particular case in terms of approach, your personal approach, and is there a distal left main disease, and will it make any decision? As you can see here, which we always say, that IVUS does not go means severely calcified, which we knew by the angiogram anyway. Yeah.
Okay.
And now
start
here.
the pullback. Kiski is our imaging fellow. He actually is a postdoc fellow from Japan.
Super tight lesion, concentric
Okay,
calcium,
Kiski, start telling us what you see.
and some blanch, still concentric circumferential calcium.
This is in the proximal LAD.
Yeah. Here is open, but
This is a distal distal left main. Yeah.
yeah, now it comes to the left main. It's a distal left main.
Flora.
So calcified lesion.
And now this is the ostium.
Yeah, it's a protruding calcium.
Okay,
This is
yeah.
osteo. Go to the aorta. Stop here.
Okay, good.
So are we sure about the distal left main lesion? Yes or no?
Yes.
That's what we need to see. Right, Sanjeev, what do you feel? That there is a distal left main lesion based on the angiogram which we have?
Yeah, definitely. It has calcium also. There is a 270-degree arc of calcium in the left main. So for left main lesion preparation, I think the IVL along with the rota. First you do rota for the LAD, and then if you can use IVL for the left main, that will be great.
Right.
What size of
So-
bladder you are going to use the first 1.5 to begin with?
I think since IVUS catheter, I mean, we are
1.5.
contemplating IVUS catheter did not go through. We'll start with 1.5 here.
Yeah. Kapil, your thought?
Yeah.
And you agree with the
What
single
about-
stent is approach, right, Sanjeev? You approach knowing that the ostial circ, okay, we can analyze it further. Ostial circ is okay. That maybe just single stent approach, and then whether kissing or not kissing, that itself is a different field.
Yeah, Dr. Praveen Sharma, I think we are on the right lines. And even the IOS shows that the wire bias is also favorable for rota. So I concur with Sanjeev that 1.5 burr should be taken first. If the IOS catheter is not, I mean, it is crossed. So now we first go with 1.5 burr. And yes, of course, in India, IVL is available. We'll always resort to IVL as far as LM is concerned. So I don't see the rota doing any work in the left main.
Yeah, that's a very good point. So I think the whole question, this field is going to evolve now with the availability of various this additive with the clip, the availability of various this devices. That do you combine the rotablation with a cutting balloon, which is called rota cut, which will be a little cheaper strategy, or you combine rota with IVL, which is the rotatripsy, which is a little more expensive approach. So I think this field is just going to basically pan out subsequently because the cost wise.
No.
Now this is we already have the fielder wire side by side, and Dr. Keeney is now advancing the rotor wire into this very calcific eccentric LED. Now this case, I would say for everyone who is watching, our audience is usually quite good in this our monthly live web series. The key is that this case you should try with your workhorse wire and over the wire system, because one, the torque is not transmitted with such a calcific lesion with the particular rotor wire. Of course, other wires will go, like
Get
the
the fine
fielder is
cross.
already there. Huh?
Get the fine cross.
Yeah, get the fine cross. We can put the fine cross on our. Yeah, so what happens is, even if you think that the tip has gone, because of the disparity of the 0.014 tip with the 0.009, our steel, the main, the catheter, the wire, so it just it kind of jams. It just doesn't move further.
Okay, get
So-
me the fine cross.
Yeah,
Let
so
me
we are the
just-
fine cross now. So fine
The
cross.
lumen is looks like it can only take one wire.
Can we take this wire out?
Not yet, not yet. So
Yeah,
let's
close-
go with the,
close the flash.
we already had a field, fine cross open. We'll
Yeah.
just advance it on the fielder and then exchange it to the rotor wire.
Now, as you see here, in this particular case, although we are not working on the right coronary, but we have put a pacemaker because RCH total left main disease. So this is also one of the indication of the pacemaker with the pacemaker use on that dominant right coronary artery. And secondly, the left main you're working with the RCH total. So many of those cases, because of the downstream embolization, they do develop heart block or asystole. So we do, in those cases, put up a temporary pacemaker. So now we can avoid that, which the other strategy is you can give atropine and aminophylline. You have to give both atropine and aminophylline because this is adenosine mediated response to avoid it, and particularly those who are doing the radial, probably the right approach. But we will do a routinely just pacemaker, particularly from the groin. And so that's what we have done here.
Kiski, what's the measurement you're having?
Ostial left main looks like 5.0, and the left main size is 5.3, and the proximal LAD size is 4.0.
No, distal left main. Yeah,
Distal left main it looks like 8.
Wow. All right, based on the analysis here, distal left main does not look significant disease. There is a calcium arc, as Sanjeev you pointed out, like almost 270 to 300 degrees, but there is no
Can you
the
come
lumen.
back
Lumen
a
is
little
good.
bit?
Come back.
As you
At
know, the
the le-
criteria
yeah,
of the
here, here.
5.5 to
Can
6.
you,
Yeah, even here, yeah.
So yeah, here's the bifurcation size. So
So you
right
take
there,
a,
right there. Yeah,
If I
you make
skip
it like
the-
that.
no, you cannot make it there.
That's
also
okay. That's
the-
a little,
oh yeah. So
yeah, see?
yeah.
That's exactly where the circ is
Yeah,
coming off.
Focal, yeah.
You have to imagine.
No, you have to go a few millimeter proximal. Just go a
Well-
few millimeter proximal.
Then you're entering ostial,
No,
LAD.
distal left main.
This is exactly at the circ bifurcation.
Yeah, so I mean, again, we can decide later on whether what we need to do. So coming back to the strategy which I was talking about, whether you do a cutting balloon or IVL. So those
Did
both
you
are
check
very effective
speed?
strategy. So now we are going to check the speed. Now this is the Rota Pro, which is not available in India yet. But they're all the classical Rota will be discontinued soon, and all will be replaced by the Rota Pro, which is actually very interesting that everything is now on the advancer. All your Dynaglide and usually the speed is always fixed. Now comes with a Rota cart, you can have your nitrogen tank and the tachometer, which is more stable compared to in the past. You need to do multiple adjustment of the speed. I have worked on this, that it comes with a fixed 155,000 RPM speed, but you can always change it if you want to go less or more. But we have that already. I'm pulling the wire a little bit. So now ostial vent go through, because we saw that this 1.5 bar is not going to do anything to the ostial the left main or distal left main. So,
So just doing 3 steps before we start the rotor, you need to remove the tension. So you have the knob, you move the knob backward forward, you remove the tension between the Teflon sheath and the burr. Then at the Y connector, you're moving the burr on the wire. So any tension between the burr and the wire is gone. So essentially the 3 elements here, the Teflon sheath, the burr and the wire. So any kind of tension between the 3, you release it. And the third step, that is on Dyna, which is the Dyna button here, you'll just tap it. So we didn't see the burr move forward or any jump. So even if it jumps, it will jump with RPM of 70,000, which will be slower. So we'll start burring right from the ostium, though we know it's a small burr for the ostium.
And
With
always
my
keep the hand
left
on the
hand,
guide.
I have my guide, gentle forward pressure,
Very good teaching.
and slow pecking motion. We know that tight lesion is here. So now Pablo is telling me is already 20 seconds. So I stop, give a breather for the vessel, start again. Now when I'm starting, I go back exactly where I stopped. So slow pecking motion again. When you're coming back, come back few millimeters only. So every time you're moving forward.
So there is about, we starting with a 152 and goes up to 145. So there clearly a 5,000 RPM drop plus. So need to be careful you don't go beyond that, because those further drop in RPM has been associated with, and actually the screen tells you with the yellow and red light that your RPM drop is 5,000 or 10,000. So you want to avoid that. Yeah. Good.
Let's go forward a little bit.
We need to.
Yeah, I don't want to go down.
So now we say, so just to say the avoid RPM drop, slow polishing, once you are done, need to go to second lesion, which there is a further down lesion. So then on the Dynaglide, you can advance forward with a brake release.
Yeah, you
Good.
brake release
Not this
and leave it
one.
there
Yeah.
and just go.
Yeah, go. Good.
Good.
So see that's how you need to advance the bar. You have to advance, make sure advance knob is tight. Then on the brake release on Dynaglide, you manually advance, because many time, beyond 70, 80 millimeter segment, you'll not be able to do rota. In a long lesion, you need to go further. Can we see the angiogram that how far we need to go? Because lesion definitely proximally was quite a bit. Yeah, here. So we need to go until 3 o'clock position.
I think we'll reach now.
Yeah. Now we'll
And
reach.
then we'll polish it.
Yeah,
Okay, off.
sorry. Good. You have to- Good. Anytime the wire comes back, you can press the brake and advance the wire. Also, if
I
need
think
to
we
be
are
do.
good now.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is the final polishing run. Okay, we go back on Dyna and start coming out. Can I have the run through wire?
Now, question comes is a very crucial one.
Pull back the wire.
Yeah. That now, do you go with a bigger bar, or you think this is good enough, particularly for the LED? Because we know that for the left main, this bar is not enough. That we know we need to do some additive, complementary, I would say, the plaque modification technique. But only question is, even with the LED, is such a calcified, is the 1.5 good enough? We have 7 French guide, which can take 2 bar. 1.75 can go through the 6 French, and you need a 2 for 7 French. So now we are taking a picture now. Looks all right. So what our goal usually is, you see that ostial clearly is very tight here.
No, what's the balloon you have?
We are 3/30.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah. So we are going to leave the rota wire, put a side by side our workhorse wire, which is the run through, and dilate. If we cannot crack it, then we will upgrade the bar to a 2.0. And this is, we are talking about the LED intervention right now. We are not talking about the left main yet. Because first, the most critical lesion was LED, as you saw, where the rota wire won't even, our IVUS catheter didn't even go further. But leave, the key is very simple. 1 bar, even let's say I needed a 1.25, because 1.5 was too big, because we could not get our over the wire system, then we go with 1.25. That's the indication. If you cannot cross the lesion with your over the wire system, you go with a 1.25. So in this particular case, we went with a 1.5 or even 1.25. I would have done the same strategy. Try to do a single balloon, single bar, and then do a balloon dilatation. Because what happens is that whether you use an orbital atherectomy at the low speed or rota, a small bar, it will cut the calcium. Your subsequent balloon will open up the lesion, and that is what you want. It's not that you are removing the calcium, which is predictor of subsequent the outcome. It is basically what your stent expansion is. And if you have created the cut in the calcific arc, interelastic lamina, that your balloon and stent will expand. So that's where we are now. It's a 3030 balloon. We'll go with the
Dr.
long
Samir, in
synergy.
India, we have the luxury of Opium balloon also. So after
Yes.
Rota, we are using Opium balloon also.
That is correct. That's a good one also, which is a double layer open balloon. Very nice. So that could replace
By synergy.
Yeah. This case synergy.
Oh.
Oh, because ostium. We can use Megatron there. Yeah. It's a good case for Megatron.
Stand across. I
Yeah.
don't know. Crossing
Okay.
profile.
Then fine. Good. So this is a 3030, which opened up at about 1416. Key is that you don't go 28 atmosphere. 1416, you see it. It's fine. If not, then you decide to upgrade. But some dent is to remain. Then of course you may have to go a focused balloon, open and see there. No, dilate a little more. Yeah, here. Yeah.
Okay.
So it looks like that expansion, we can take just a selected cine to see that at 18 atmosphere nicely opened up. Now proximal disease is just moderate, so not an issue.
Leave it alone.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want, we can just take care of the LED and leave the left main alone.
No, ostial left main is very significant. You have your measurement. It was 3.2. What was the ostial left main? No, ostial, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
5.0, he's saying. I don't know.
That's a very significant, anything less than 5.5. And knowing that it's a donor vessel. So we definitely need to take care of the ostial. Whether you do a distal is questionable. I think based on our imaging data, you can say that maybe you don't need to do anything there. Yeah. Question is-
Stent-like result.
Uh,
So what do you want to do there?
You'll be putting one stent in the mid LED and one at the ostial left.
Yeah, so I think that's the key. We'll need 2 stents here, and we use Zions. Yeah, right? Or so we want to 48 scenario. 48 won't
3-0.
help anyway.
No,
Yeah.
3-0.
Yeah, let's get a 3-0.
38.
38, and then 3.5, 28 also. But we have to go a little dilate, little mid area at 3 o'clock position. We can do a little further, no?
Distal LED.
Yeah.
There was no disease there. This is, I think, 2 wires
Okay.
making it
Now,
look-
rota wire we can remove safely, Flora, knowing that we don't need to upgrade the burr for that purpose. And
If we are doing left main, then we cut it.
yeah, then left main definitely will cut.
Get us a 4-0 cutting balloon.
Yeah, but let's put the stand first.
Okay.
Yeah.
May not go.
So clearly the LED will need 2 stands, one in the mid
No.
and one in the proximal.
For the ostium left main, Dr. Samir, you are contemplating using a Megatron.
Yeah, so that is actually, we have, so we rarely combine 2 of them. Now Megatron is we have FIFO, Megatron short, 8 or 12, let's look into it, 12.
So in India, we don't have a Megatron.
I know,
So
you synergy, I know India, we don't even have synergy, which is the commonly used Boston Scientific. Now Megatron is the one with the extra, we always wanted, just like similar, knowing that the Merrill has the stent, right, which have little extra thick struts proximally. Isn't that Merrill already has
You
a
want to
one?
go that distal?
Little
or
further.
the level? Oh,
No, little further.
we didn't go all the way there.
Yeah, good. Let's take a cine. Right, cine, isn't that Merrill also has, need to go 2 millimeters further.
We did dilate there.
Yeah, and now we know, that's fine.
Okay.
So now we know that they actually came with a Miras 100. And
Yeah.
I know I'm sure you have used it, Kapil also, and Sanjeev. Sanjeev, what is your experience so far with the bioabsorbable resurgence in India?
3.533.
Hey, that's quite good.
Right.
It's, earlier with the absorb, there was a challenge in negotiating across the challenging region, but
Yeah.
it has got
Ah.
which passes the region very easily. And the deployment is also good, and you optimize with the OCT, and you find a
Okay.
very good result.
Done.
So all cases which you're doing with the Miras 100, you're using the OCT on those cases?
Yeah, all 100% cases of absorb we are using OCT.
Yeah. We have IVAS only. So Dr. Samir, we are using IVAS to deploy Miras.
Yeah, which is okay too. Yeah, I mean, the whole purpose is, I think we need to, and I'd say very simple, that our Indian point of view, that we were one of the biggest user of the absorb, but we did not produce the data, did not publish the results. And that led to basically the, that I know that we didn't have those bad results what other centers have. And same thing with the Japan. Absorb showed there were no late events, but clearly what happened in America and also in Europe in the Absorb 2 and Absorb 3, which was the death nail for the Absorb stent. I think this new technology require extra effort, but that is what you need to do, which we call PSP. That's the only way we can work out. No, you need a longer one or no?
No, I think we're good.
Okay. No, are
Show
we
me
within the
some. Yeah,
stent?
no, we are. Some die. We are
Okay.
within the first stand. See?
Okay.
Okay,
But how
take us in.
approximately the disease? Let's decide.
Take us in. I think we're good. See?
Say there's a mild disease there. I would go with the 3.538 also. I think just go with because see, you want to pull back actually few millimeter, there is still room. If you want, and we can go to caudal view to see.
Don't open yet.
Yeah. But you want to go to caudal?
Yeah.
Or we can do a stent boost.
Okay.
Okay, 1 second. Let's go to caudal. Because proximal area of there was no disease in the
No
ostial
disease.
left main. Right, Keske, there was no disease in the ostial left main?
No, ostial LED.
I mean ostial LED. Ostial LED?
Yeah, there's a calcite plaque, but the area is more than 4.
Okay. So we are going to do, 1 second, no fluoro. He has to do. Ready? Okay. Let's do the stent boost.
I don't know whether they can show it, right?
Yeah, they can see.
You can see it?
Yeah,
Okay.
stent boost. Yeah.
No, this one.
No, I know, but no, it didn't do it.
It is.
Hmm?
You don't see it there. We have to go in a little bit.
Yeah. Huh?
We have to go in, but
Okay.
let's take a picture.
So let's take a picture
Then
to
we
see whether
decide.
we use a longer stent here or not. No, I think we put 38. I think we definitely should go back. Cover proximally. I mean, remember I know a lot of people want to do a short stent and so forth. I say, why you want a short stent? Because few millimeters is not going to make a difference. But then patient comes back with restenosis.
Keep this 33.
Okay. So let's get a 3.538. Yeah, keep this one in case yeah. Okay, so now we are going with this, and you say we have a 4.5 or 5 for Megatron or no? Huh? 5 or 12, okay, good. If we need it, we just will show that extra cell and thicker cell in the proximal part of the stent with additional linkage. And they just approved it a few weeks ago. 1339. Good. Yeah. So that is now longer it is. Good. I think we are okay.
Yeah.
Now we are too far.
No. I think that's where it is.
You want to just cine without dye?
Yeah. Now I will do this.
We're
Some
too
dye.
much in. Yeah.
Can't see anything, right?
Huh?
Want to do pull back, stand
Yeah.
boost again?
Yeah. Do a stent boost again. 1 second.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stand boost.
Go. Yeah.
Probably okay, yeah.
Right?
Angiographically, are we happy?
Good.
Forget the. Huh?
Okay.
Wait one
There's a
second.
minimum overlap.
Yeah, minimum overlap, which is okay.
Minimum overlap is okay.
Yeah.
Proximally, we are good. Okay, go up.
Okay. Fluoro. 16 atmosphere deployment.
Yeah.
And
we
then
need to post that proximal edge.
3.5, 20 high pressure.
What you want to do now? The
The cut balloon with the ostium.
4-0 cutter for the
Go
ostium.
2 millimeter further in.
Wait,
Huh?
don't touch. This won't allow us. Okay.
No, will not go. Okay. No, we have to dilate this LED. Saw the proximal part. There was a dent. So we need, and maybe part of that is angulation. So we just need to go optimize stent, and that's where the question comes. I know in the past everybody said that, well, angiographically better, we have a lower MLD or stent area compared to OCT and IVUS, but other trials like iLumen 3 and showed that no, because what happened is our eyes are so good tuned now, and we optimize our results with the appropriate the balloon and high pressure sizing, and so clearly we knew in this particular case we don't even need an angiogram. Yes, because of that spicule we get a fielder wire, get side by side, so that we may need another wire to, because wire bias will take place with that angulated, and you going with a high pressure balloon may not go.
Let me see.
Yeah, so leave this here, and they're
One
good.
second.
Yeah.
Let me
And then
adjust
go with the
guide.
wire. Now other one is that you always can try the guide liner or
portion,
Godzilla. Huh?
Soft portion of the wire also.
Yeah. Okay, just leave it
Let me
there.
Try this one.
Yeah, good. Just leave it there. No, leave it there. Go with this. So we are putting a side by side buddy wire. And otherwise, we need to get a smaller balloon. Because this is the 3.520. And ask our audience to put a questions in the chat. If anyone wants any questions, they can ask us, and we'll answer it. Yeah.
We have to change on this one.
No,
It's
let's
not
see
gonna
first.
work
Yeah.
Again,
on
there's
this.
a comment from the chat box, Dr. Shishir. He says that overlapping area could have been dilated with the same stent balloon while you were
Yeah,
pulling it back.
Yeah, that's a very good. As you saw it, we try to advance. So always we do, but we try to advance and it did not go. So that's why pull back and we say, let's go back again. Absolutely, that's a very good point. Overlapping area, you want to dilate with the same balloon and you go further, but we could not. Therefore, we took this out in this particular case. Now, as you see here, we have the fielder and run through inside. So what we do now, knowing that you need a softer wire, floppy wire at this time, and we are going to go on the fielder wire, and this balloon should go on that. So remain as a buddy wire. And so you want to have guide liner ready or no?
No, we go with the smaller 12.
Yeah. Or we can go with a smaller balloon, 3.512. But anyway, it should go on the floppy wire. Yes. Before taking the balloons out, you want to go forward and do the overlapping area, go to little high pressure there. And that's what the usual approach in this particular case did not work. And that
12
is why.
balloons?
Yeah.
I think 12 may go.
Okay. So it's having a trouble making that angle. Yeah. So 20 did not make. Now we go to the 12.
Have the 7 French Godzilla ready if you need it.
The wire bias
Why you
is
want seven?
creating
7 French.
So what?
It's okay.
I'm
You'll
sorry,
have
what
double
was the
wire.
question?
Yeah, I think wire bias is creating an issue.
Yeah, oh,
because,
definitely, yes.
No, it's a calcium tortuosity,
Yeah.
both. But that's okay. We'll
So,
show
but
you
that's
how
okay.
to get to the.
But the short balloon, yeah.
Okay, now it's not.
Dr. Samin, Dr. Ashish has a comment.
Yes.
Is there any chance that the proximal strut of the stand has been deformed by these maneuvers?
Yeah.
No, it could be. It
Yeah.
could be. That's why I'm not getting too aggressive because there will be
Another
LSD.
wire, yeah.
So now, no, it's not going to do
No,
it.
go on the wire which we know is definitely in the lumen, because your second wire may have gone through one or two struts side by side. So I will try with a small balloon, or otherwise you can always take a compliant balloon first and get your guide liner or Godzilla
No,
in.
no.
for
The way I wired, I went with a loop and then enter into the stent.
Yeah.
So it's not under the stent strut.
Okay.
So only next thing is give me a compliant
Yeah.
3 or 12 balloon And then we go with the Godzilla. So we can,
But this calcific vessel, we actually have not taken the picture yet. After the second deployment, both wires seems to be in very good position, and we know that one all wire never came back. Now, other question, you want to just go 2 atmosphere 1 second?
no,
Huh?
I don't do all that. Let's go with the
Compliant.
regular balloon, compliant balloon.
Okay.
That too we are going smaller, 3 or.
Yeah.
You want to go with the Godzilla now?
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
Open the Godzilla. 7.
So what we are going to do now is the both wires can go through. We have the 7 French guide, so 7 French Godzilla, and then we go with the floppy wire. I mean with the compliant balloon. And question is on the floppy wire or
I'll go on the fielder. Okay, connect here. Go on the fielder.
yeah. Good. Well, you can't have better support than this. We have 2 wires, we have the Godzilla, and going with the compliant balloon.
Okay.
This is
Okay,
amazing.
now what I'm going to do, hold on.
Yeah.
Get the
Ask the
Godzilla.
patient take a deep breath. No.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. We'll ask the patient take a deep breath also. Yeah. Okay, breathe normally now.
Okay, 2, 5, 12 then. Go smaller. It's at the roof, you see that? I said.
Okay, we have not taken the picture after the
Okay.
second stand.
You can take the picture. It's not change.
Okay. The slow, once you have Godzilla, there is always damp tracing, then you do a soft injection.
Looks good. Yeah.
Or do you want to go back again? We know that run through is in the true lumen. We can get 2.512. Yeah.
It's better we go with a run through, which was the workhorse wire to begin
Yeah.
with.
Because I think, yeah, you know what? Before we go, why don't we show that? Let's go and run through. Because we know that run through is in true lumen. Yeah. But clearly the stent is in the proximal that junction, the stent is protruding out.
It's a very tortuous proximal
Yeah.
segment that is causing challenge.
Wow. No matter what we do. What do you
Okay,
want now?
get no 2.5. 2.5 will go.
Okay. It's a 2.58 or 12? Okay. I mean, I have seen non-compliant have a trouble, but compliant having a trouble.
It's a lot of wire bias.
Yeah.
That's the reason. With the calcific tortuous proximal vessel.
You have certain tips from the audience, Dr. Samin. One says, can we do a stand boost and see where we are going? The second is, should we change the view to LA portal and see where are we?
Okay. Yeah. I mean, again, question is the knowing that our wire never came back, we are there. So it will just.
Okay, see
yeah,
this?
Good. So we just have to open a little bit. Yeah.
Go.
So we are back on which wire now?
This is no, this is the fielder. I'm on the fielder.
Okay, we are on the field. And this is the area which we are going to open now.
Good.
20. Okay. Go a little further.
Yes.
Look at that.
Yeah. Go up here.
What is the
Now we
wire?
can go. No, that is a run through, you mean? Okay. Can you hold it? I'll suck the guide
do you
liner
want?
more. Go.
Keep it. Okay. Balloon on. Then you advance your guide liner. Good. And then you deflate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now we can go with the V5, I guess.
Yeah. So in this tortuous, I'm still not clear or confident that I think we had to do all the work on the run through wire, which we know 100% was in the lumen. So let's
Okay.
go to the high pressure balloon again. You want 3 or 3.5?
3, 5, 12.
Whatever we have. Yeah.
No, we never have a 3. We had 3, 5, 12. It's
Yeah.
a 3 or 12.
No, yeah. But that's fine. Let's go with this.
Okay.
Yep. So, and we are going on the run through wire. You see, this is the whole vessel deformed. People say, well, how that happened? You're able to get the stents in. Yeah. But the stent has now made the new architecture of a vessel.
Don't connect. Don't connect. This is on the run through.
Hmm?
This is run through.
Yeah. Do go up. Okay. Going up. No, I want to pull back first. Little bit more pull back. At the ostium of this stent, we have to open a little more. That is where the deformity is. Yeah, pull back few millimeter, and then everything should be able to go.
Now you have to pay attention to the distal wires, but many times they go into small capillaries. Yeah. I pulled back.
Just low pressure right now. Clearly the ostium, if you want, you can see it, of the stent has been deformed, and knowing that it happens less with the Zions, more used to have with the Promus original. Look at this.
No, I don't think there's deformity. Okay.
Okay, let's try again.
Now it may not go. See that? We knew it.
Now, two things we can do. We can put back our over-the-wire system and use the more stiffer wire, like Grand Slam. Now, dilate here a little bit.
Okay, go up.
Okay.
Okay, down. Now what we should have done? I made that ostium.
You ready with the fine cross?
Huh? Yeah.
Okay. So, key is that,
We're okay.
yeah, good.
No,
Going up?
here, I think I will go up here.
Yeah. So, this is the
That's-
ostium.
Not the ostium. It's the proximal. See that? Never able to open. Now it opened. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now
22.
probably it'll go.
So now you see that was the trouble. So our stent never expanded there. And now we have finally, yeah. Now we can go up here.
Stay there. Go up. I'm going to suck the guide liner. Okay, good. Down.
We never use the 3.520. Bring that out. 3.520.
You think 3520 will go now? Go up. The new, the 3520 that we never used.
Yeah. Get the guide liner more. Okay. Going down.
Go.
So down and then you advance. See that? Good. deflate,
Very
and
nice.
that's the time you advance. Yeah, you see that. So I think we can take the other wire out. That's
Okay,
not helping.
now
out.
it's going.
Yeah, see, everything is going now. Take the other wire out, maybe, so we can see things and worry about.
Okay, good.
Good.
Very nice.
We don't need
how to
20.
advance the Guidezilla guide extension.
I don't think we need to go further down.
No,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm
But
just
let's
going
take
to.
other wire out which we are not using. Yeah, good. And put the other our main wire further down, and we can take a 3.5 balloon now.
So you see, I did do some movement of the wire, thinking that the wire bias will go away. But the key was, I think, the way you advance the guide liner as it's deflating, you advance it. Now I'll bring the guide liner back again,
No,
not
leave
the
it
guide
there.
liner,
We'll
and go
bring
up
it
here.
high pressure.
Why? You want more? This is 3.5. You don't need any more, right?
Okay, then go a little further down.
You don't need. There's a 3O vessel there.
Okay. Yeah, low pressure.
Okay. Okay, get the cutting balloon for the left main now.
We have 4 already. Just to tell you that steps,
Okay.
this particular case,
Go up again.
and now we know that if after using the rota, and we knowing that IVL catheter is much bulkier,
Down.
probably would have had tough time to go advance, knowing that many times it require further.
Okay.
So now maybe Sanjeev, you can give us your experience of IVL catheter. I know you have used a few of them. Maybe the number and how they've performed in your hands, and maybe then Kapil also.
Yes, the IVL works well when there is a concentric calcium, not about the semicircular, because if there is circumferential calcium, it really breaks the calcium, and then you have a very good luminal expansion. For cases with a heavy calcium, which is concentric, IVL works very well.
Let's take a picture now.
Else, we have been using scoring
Take a
balloon
proper
and cutting-
picture.
Ah,
That's okay. Okay. You want to? Ready?
yep. But any situation where you tried IVL and it did not cross? Fire.
If it doesn't cross, then we usually break the lesion first with a semi-compliant, then non-compliant, then we pass on the IVL balloon at the desired location, and
Okay.
then we give the pulse. That we
Okay. Okay, let's play the last picture now. So this is where we are now. After this, the marathon, I would say, balloon angioplasty after of the stent post dilatation. So looks good. Rest looks very nice. Now we go to the ostia.
We can make an argument left main has tolerated all this.
No, because I made a hole in the left, the catheter. Guide catheter has a side hole. See that?
No,
I
not
always
that.
do is there is a ostial left main. You make a one hole. Otherwise, it's always damped.
No, what I meant, patient has
Yeah,
tolerated
yeah.
without any hemodynamic
Yeah,
changes.
Changes, yes.
We can always make an argument to leave it alone.
No, not the ostium. No, because this patient has been
Yes.
referred for this purpose. So now we need to go which view? That will be the another big issue.
I
in
think
this
cranial is good.
Okay.
Which cutting balloon you are going
It's
to
a
use?
4-0.
Wolverine?
4
It's a 4-0 now.
4 flextome.
Yeah,
Oh, Wolverine,
4-0
yeah.
Wolverine, which will be available in India right now because they still have just the flextome.
Yeah, good.
The Wolverine we have used. I used last week. It is a very good trackability.
Yes. Good. So I'm happy that the Wolverine is back in business there, which is the newer generation, better trackability, and more important, you can go to high pressure. 16-18 routine. The old cutting balloon will rupture at that level, and if 16-18 is routine with the Wolverine, but just go 2 times. Yeah.
So what's
Just watch it.
what you want? Distal left main.
Nothing. We said distal left main lumen is very good. Yeah, do the ostium once again. Okay.
For educational purpose, Dr. Samin, should I ask one question?
Yeah, of course, yes.
Suppose the proximal part of the stent, the mid-LED stent, still did not open up. Then
Yeah.
what would be your strategy?
Okay, yeah, so very good point. So then you are definitely IVL, which is available now here in the United States also. The secondly, you can use the laser. Acute atherectomy of the rota and so is not advisable. But I would say the laser will be the one way that within the stent you can do the excimer laser. Second, or rather I would say more better availability of the IVL than any other catheter. So in that situation, definitely IVL and or plus minus laser, yes. But not rotational atherectomy acutely.
Yeah.
The later unexpanded stent, rotational atherectomy works very well, but not acutely. So when we give that, my lecture on the unexpanded stent, we have the data on all rotational atherectomy, orbital atherectomy. Yeah, I think to me it looks like there is a distal left main disease. In this view, although lumen was, he said was reasonable lumen, but let's try to see another view. So now we are going to go to another view to see. Yeah, good. Guide has to come a little bit in. Yeah, good. Okay. Let's take, I think this picture will decide do we cover or we not cover. All right. What is the opinion with our
We
both?
should cover.
I think
Go
we should
across.
cover. Yeah. Why not? So, okay. 5.4 or 4.58. What we have? 16 or 20? No, I know. But let's go to 4.5 or 5.4. Proximal is 4.5 or 5.
So you're 16?
One by one. What megatron's length you have others?
5.
5.4. What else besides 12? There's no 20 or 24, nor 4.5 also,
16.
or 16.
4, 5, 16 they didn't have. I wanted one earlier.
Yeah. So let's play it. So strategy wise, so we know that there is a moderate lesion, but look at that. I mean, clearly there is a disparity angiographically.
I think the way we have to cover completely
Yeah.
from the proximal LAD stent
To the ostium. Yeah. So what we learn more and more that you cover the side by. No, this is a good view. We deploy in this view.
Okay, now ostium I think will not
Yeah,
be
no,
covered.
this will be fine. This will be fine. So now if the megatron of the appropriate length is not available, go with the 4033
13.
Zions, 23, 4023 Zions. And then we'll dial it with a 5.0 pot. So what happened is megatron is available, but we have kept only selected sizes. So if appropriate size is not available, and that may be the issue because Dr. Keeney had a case earlier, needed a 16. So we are going to start packing them up. The question comes is that your supply point of view, there is a synergy, there is a promus. Now the megatron on top of it. Then you have various variety, Zions. So limited space. So but I think for megatron we definitely need more varieties. So I'm okay with that. Zions is very good. Give me this. Yeah, 4023 because we don't have the appropriate size megatron at present. And there is no reason to put a too short one, which is more trouble. Yeah, and then we post dilate with a 4.5 high pressure and so. Good. Okay. That's all right. Good.
The Megatron and the Zions drug is same. Is everolimus. Okay.
Yeah, and they do very good. I mean, they're all the best data of the left main we have with the Zions in the Excel trial. So that is perfectly fine, and we'll dilate with the 4.5 and 5.4. Take that quickly because we are reaching our time of transmission.
In India, Dr. Samin, we have Resolute Onyx, which has the advantages that have more crowns for the left main. Left main size is also there, and the stud thickness is also 91 microns.
Yeah. Wire further. Yeah. So Onyx, we actually what we have done is the two lab. Basically, we have used to carry some Onyx before. So see,
I think you have
this
to
is
dilate
not,
it.
Huh?
Dilate the left main
Yeah.
because the cutting balloon
Yeah.
probably disrupted.
Or do we get
Cutting
the
balloon
balloon?
has lifted some calcium. Now get the cutting balloon back to the distal left main.
Yeah. So, but to me, the stent not going now is may speak that there may be some disease in the ostium. Go there and of the or distal left main and ostial LAD. Although I was just showed the 300 arc of calcium and no true disease.
Wait.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go. Get ready with the 3.5 balloon also in case we need that. 15 or 20. Yeah, Onyx actually working out quite good also. Yes. Yeah, good. We are here. The same 4.0 cutting balloon we are going to use now in the distal part of the left main. Ready? You want to go to the Austral LED a little bit further? Good. Okay, I'm going up here. Yeah, here. Let's do this. No, a little further.
Okay,
Go
go up
back
here.
more. A little
Go.
more back.
Now go up here
Okay.
within the.
Wolverine is checkable as semi-compliant balloon is going.
Yeah, unbelievable. That's very, very good. So this is a Wolverine. Used Wolverine has been passed, as you see. Yeah, this area. Yeah. Let's just cut once again. And they're ready
the
with the
stent.
stent.
There is no wire in this circumflex. Dr. Sheshan
Yeah,
is reminding
so-
us frequently.
Yeah. So now the question basically is, I personally will leave it the wire in the circumflex, and but Dr. Keeney's philosophy is no, and as you know that the data point of view in the Excel, the paper published in AJC, that where you have one stent or two stent strategy, and if you have one stent strategy and you did a kissing balloon dilatation, if we don't have the data alone, put in the wire, but if you did a kissing balloon dilatation versus no kissing balloon dilatation with a single stent approach in that Excel, actually the kissing balloon dilatation has a higher stent thrombosis. So, but at the same time, leaving the wire in the side branch is a right approach, but there is again, knowing that there is no clear-cut randomized data, a lot of people feel differently. I always like to put the wire, and some investigator like Dr. Keeney would like not to put the wire in the side branch, just to disrupt any the side branch, even if it's the easy access, right? And what is your reason for not to do it?
I mean, as simple as a no-touch technique. So here we already know that there's no disease. Now, even in the last picture, okay, let us go here. To make sure that we are covering the ostium, I would want to go to the cranial. So even in this view, you see that the first angiogram, there was no disease in the circ. Now we have gone through rota multiple times, back forth, multiple balloons. There's never been any plaque shift and no change in the ostial circumflex. In this case, I would never go and leave a wire there. You don't need. Now, if there was plaque shift and change in the side branch lumen, and that is again same, side branch lumen of greater than 70% compared to whatever it was before, that's the time you may think. I would say even 50% if people are worried. That's the time you want to leave a balloon, wire, or you are worried and you want to balloon the side branch is a different story. But here you see the side branch remains the same. Right? Now is good.
Good. Yeah. Going
I'm
up.
just going to take a CNH
Okay.
so that they can confirm that it's good. A lot of it sticking out.
Yeah.
Even
you
the
go
I think
into
I'll go in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So routine kissing balloon,
It's good.
we learned that there's no need, because then what happened, no matter what you do deform the
Good.
ostial
Process.
stent. I mean the side, basically at the level where you do the kissing, you do deform. So kissing balloon should be only done if you are compromised. So kissing balloon dilatation traditionally has shown by every trial. Routine kissing balloon dilatation, whether it was more for the non-left main, that not beneficial. But for the left main, I think the jury is still out. Some people, some don't. You get a balloon quickly.
So there is a question for you, Dr. Samin.
Yep.
Can cutting balloon can be used in main vessel, keeping wire in the side branch?
Yeah, yes. Answer to that is yes. But you cannot do that for rotational atherectomy or orbital. You can do for IVL. There are actually one case of the RVL for IVL, but definitely not for both atherectomy. Whether you can leave it for the laser, I don't think there is any paper on that. But yes, cutting balloon, leaving the wire, like all the time, side branch or main vessel is completely fine. A lot of people I know are very much concerned, and I keep emphasizing that that's not a problem at all. Going up.
This is 4-5.
Yeah.
So don't go too high here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good. 18. And
Yeah, the
also
IVUS
we go to
ready.
higher. Get the IVUS
Quickly.
ready.
This is 4.5 balloon or 5?
Yeah, it's a 4.5 balloon, and proximally will go 24 atmosphere, which will become like 4.8. And of course, IWAS will see if anything more need to be done. But as long as you get the lumen more than 10 millimeters square, I think that's a good enough. I go into 26 atmosphere now at the ostium. You take a picture and then we go with the IWAS. And then with Kim also 40592. Make sure that that I'm logged in. Yeah. Okay. Let's see.
It's good. Let's do the IVAS, right?
No, take a picture. Good. Let's go IWAS.
Kiski, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. So we do the IWAS and we are just reaching exact time of our 60-minute transmission. And I know very interesting case with a 2 guide catheter, 2 rotabur of the calcific lesion will be discussed. And the strategy, the timeline would be that you will start the discussion and I'll join in about just about 5 minutes from my room desktop, which will just go up and so. Okay.
Start.
Okay, start full back.
Yeah.
So this is the mid LED stand. Looks good. Expand it. Looks good. Yeah, we'll expand it. Still LED. Good. Looks good. Some blanch.
Yeah, where is it? This is need little push.
This is the
Little
proximal
more.
part of
Yeah,
LED.
here at this level. Yeah. So that angulated area where we had trouble, I think stent is not fully expanded.
No, I think as long as it's opposed, we are okay.
Yes.
We are coming to the prox LED left, right, left main.
Yes. Still LED.
Yeah, ostial LED.
And look at the circ ostium, right?
Not yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this
Okay,
is
well opposed. Circ ostium. Yeah.
Now go to the left main.
Yeah.
Yeah, looks well expanded.
Very well
Great.
expanded.
Great.
Yes. Good.
Yeah.
We are
yeah.
in the guide now.
All cover the ostial lesion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
The
Good.
ostial lesion basically is your 1 or 2 struts had
Now
to be.
go back to the LED where he was talking that under expanded.
Okay,
Go back
so,
here.
Like here, the shape. is
Yeah,
not
yeah, I know
perfect.
the shape of the LED, but it's well opposed, right?
Yes, yes, right.
No, but what is the lumen?
Give the lumen.
For example, here, like here, more
Yeah,
than
6.6. I would leave it.
6.6. Okay.
6.6,
Anything more than 6.5 is actually 5.5 even okay.
5.5, we're
Yes.
good.
Yeah, 5.5 is okay.
And come
6.8.
back, forward. Yeah. Right there, give us. Right there.
And that is the good advantage of that, the Zion's stand. We are so happy with the performance.
Look at
all the branches.
6.4.
Yeah, the septal, diagonals all remain good. And of course, the circ remained quite well. We can just take a last picture in the caudal view. And we call the quit. If any questions, we can answer now. We do have app. You want to talk about app again? Huh? Okay. Take the pacemaker out also. But this catheter is out now.
Which one? Guide? No,
Yeah,
we're
guide
there.
is out.
We're there.
This is okay. If the guide comes out, I tell people
No,
don't
here,
try to
hold it,
engage.
hold
Yeah,
it. Okay, good. Go.
which is fine. So many times, just when you have don't advance. That's fine.
Nice.
No, we're not in. That's what I'm saying. Will not just when you have 1 or 2 millimeter of your stent sticking, and if your guide has come out, my advice is don't do, because many times you'll deform it. With okay, we saw the good pictures. We already have evaluated, and let's talk about the dye and so.
Yeah, total contrast use of 160, fluoro time of 30 minutes. Air karma was 1.9 and DAP of 130.
So air karma more than 5 we get worried about, because we report that in the cath, and the 15 is the really that get a skin consultation by dermatologist. And so these things are coming up quite a bit in our field, and these things are now reported to the state, and we create this this part of the reporting structure as a quality matrix in our cath lab in all the reports, and follow them, document those who have a higher the air karma of like 15 or so, that we make appointment at 30 days with the skin consult dermatologist to see there is no skin issues. So clearly we as an interventionalist now dealing with more complex lesions and more trouble occurs in these complex cases. With that note, I would say from our point of view, we are done here. And Sanjeev and Kapil, any questions, any concern from your side, any comments before you start your...
Thank you for an excellent demonstration, Dr. Samin. And there are few audience questions which are like practical tips they want from you. One
Sure.
is how to prevent guide suction while removing stent balloon.
Well, I mean, very simple that your guide may suck in. So when you're removing the stent balloon, first you go forward always, particularly long balloon. Go 1 millimeter further and then you come out and make sure your guide is out of the ostium. So very happens when you try to bring the balloon back, your guide comes in and dissects.
Another question from the audience is, do you do ostial ferring with the stent balloon itself?
Yeah, so yes, we do that. And of course, the ostial flash is the separate balloon, which is a big balloon, and the small balloon to really plaster the projection. But key is that we used to do when you were using a smaller balloons. Now, once you use a 4.0, which we 4.5, which we use here, and the last inflation, you should be out of the ostium. That's what we did in this particular case. Went to 26 atmosphere, but out of the ostium. So now whether you should put up and down, I can tell you that I have seen a few cases when there is a short ostial stent and then you try to put up the pressing the inflated balloon up and down, that the stent dislodged. So my plan is that you deploy the stent, few millimeters sticking, take the balloon out, post dilatation, and then go much higher pressure, 26 or so, and that is good enough. And of course, some cases you always can use a ostial flash balloon. So although ostial flash I know is available in India also now, but has not really taken off. We do maybe use one in every 2 or 3 months now. Yeah.
And my curiosity is whether you're using balloon tip pacing leads or you're using the conventional leads for pacing.
No, we always balloon tip. So balloon tip basically require that the perforation is 0. So we are talking about like maybe 30-40,000 cases of the pacemaker, which we use for various our interventions, particularly atherectomy, and with a balloon tip, is a 5 French balloon tip, and there is no perforation. So balloon tip we always do. But at the time when you're deploying, when you're doing the work, you take the balloon out. It means it's a deflated balloon, but it's a balloon tip, the catheter, and that is actually very soft and prevent this inadvertent RV perforation. Okay.
Thank you, Dr. Samin and Dr. Kenny. Over to Dr. Sanjeev.
And really enjoyed that. And one question frequently asked by the audience is whether you do a pot after the kissing balloon inflation. Suppose you've done a one balloon LM to LAD and one LM to circumflex. And then subsequently to end the procedure, do you do a pot with a bigger balloon, 5 or 5.5 balloon in the left main to end the procedure? Just final pot.
I'll ask Dr. Keeney to answer that because they published the data on the pot also. And yeah.
Yeah, if you go on the way the European Society, the Bifurcation Club speaks, they always say you do proximal optimization. So, I have promoted the app, which when you're in the left main, you like we saw here, the vessel, size mismatch is there. So you need to do proximal optimization followed by kissing, and that's it we do. And we have shown it even in the live cases by doing imaging. You do not need pot, kiss, repot. I do not advise that. We do not do it in Mount Sinai, and you don't need it. Yeah. It's essential also when you're doing these complex cases, then the multiple steps increases the complexity more. So your wire entanglement, the balloon doesn't go, so you don't need that. So you just do pot, kiss balloon and come out for the left main. And for non-left main, we always say, since if you are doing LAD diagonal, circumflex OM, or you're doing distal RCA PDA, we don't even recommend pot. You just do a double stent, kiss balloon and come out if you're doing a double stent strategy.
Yeah. And the question also comes that if you put a wire in the side branch, do you do it before the pot or after the pot? I think it's very simple. If your wire goes easily, where you want to get a proximal strut in the DK crush or distal strut in the mini crush, then we don't worry about the pot kissing and followed by one pot inflation. So usually we do one pot only, and we're not doing the pot first and then thinking that advancing the wire in the side branch.
Because at times when you do final imaging after the kissing balloon inflation, it gives a double barrel like appearance of the left main. So the people recommend that you do a final pot so that it becomes circular and looks very well deployed circumferentially. Then ending procedure with the kissing the inflation and creating a double barrel like a lumen or the elliptical barrel, then the circular lumen. That's
Yeah.
Concept has come from European Bifurcation Club, which is wrong because whatever publication they have, that is from in vitro study, okay, not vivo study. We have published with imaging that you do not see double barrel, you do not see elliptical stand. Your vessel is, you have a vessel, there's no way you're changing the configuration of the vessel just because you have done kissing or no kissing. You've seen how the stent, it's elliptical, circular, that's the way it will remain. We have OCT publication on this, which has come out in Eurointervention, saying that whether you do kissing pot, there is no difference in the way the proximal part of the bifurcation vessel will look. It is not going to be elliptical. It will take the stent will take the configuration of the vessel that is there.
No, but Sanjeev, your question is that if you just did the kissing balloon only, you see this issue, or the usual procedure what we do, if let's say for the left main, you did a pot proximally, or you did a first kissing balloon and then just do the proximally pot, and that to me is suffice. The doing a multiple, I would say that, or you can just say that you have trouble, first you do a pot. Like in this particular case, we want to, there is a disease in the side branch like circumflex. I'll do a 5-4 pot of the proximal left main, then put both the balloons into the, do a final kissing balloon, and I think that's good enough. I don't think now you're doing a repot. I know that has been quite propagated by our European colleagues, that repot adds anything to it, although it is commonly done. So question your was, Sanjeev, that do you do pot at all? Answer to is yes, pot should be done. The question is, do you do multiple pot? To answer to that is, from our point of view, no. You do a one pot, whether pre or post kissing balloon.
So it's a nice explanation. Really enjoyed. Thank you very much for transmitting live for the All Indian audience. And over to you, Dr. Kapil. Let's.
Yeah, I again say that many teaching tips were there. How to change the plan A to B when the balloon was not crossing. How to take the guide extension catheter forward. How to deal with it, and no wire in the circumflex. She was bold enough not to put the circumflex wire, and they demonstrated that despite doing rota, there was no side branch closure. As Dr. Samin has already produced in a series, that is side branch occlusion is only in 5 to 6% cases, and here they have demonstrated. And moreover, the theory of not doing report, because there is always a danger of damaging the new carina also. So that is also a point. We should not be very keen or very, I would say, obsessed with doing a report. So thank you once again, both masters, for teaching us so many tips and tricks, and we will be looking forward for another case series. Thank you.
All right, fantastic. Thank you very much. I'll join you shortly.